It's mock draft time in the city. Yes, we've reached that time of year where all the mock drafts are out, and instead of us actually working to create something new and beautiful, we can take other people's content who they've poured their heart, soul, and fingernails in and critique it and make new content, because that's how things work. I didn't make the rules. I just abide by them. So there we go. Ryan Wilson of CBS Sports, our guy, our dub. He is very creative when it comes to the mock draft. CBS Sports also respect the grind and the hustle. I think he does he does like 75 mock drafts a week, which I love, man. And the Vikings in his latest one, they go wide receiver one. And now I don't know if he's necessarily wide receiver one. He's the first wide receiver taken in the draft, but yeah. Yeah, and I understand the Vikings, they have needs on the offensive line and edge and corner. BPA, especially new regime. That's right. Drafting for need keeps drafting for need. And it is very nice when the best player on your board does sync up with the position of need. But we'll get into the pick. All right, at 1, Aiden Hutchinson going to Jacksonville. Whatevs. 2, Thibodeau. Yes. 3, Kyle Hamilton, Notre Dame. Woo. Texans rebuilding, especially Brian Flores gets that job. Come on, man. Let's go. 4, we have Ekwonu coming in from the Jets, where you're going to have him play right tackle or guard. You just want him to protect Zach Wilson's ass. I understand that, even though Rob Salah, looking at some of the defenders in this draft, maybe the Jets will come around with their second first-round pick. Giants at 5. Evan Neal. And now you're going to get Evan Neal to play right tackle because Andrew Thomas really bounced back well in 2020. But I don't know. Like, at this stage, it does seem a little high for quarterbacks, but don't care. Like, if the new GM and new head coach is not sold Daniel Jones, draft a quarterback. Go ahead, get your guy. 6, the Panthers, Fritterer, and Matt Rule. They get a quarterback. Matt Corral coming out of Ole Miss, baby, getting it done. I love Matt Corral. He's a stud, man. I don't think that the injury in the bowl game is going to hold him back at all. But you love the swag. You love the way that he gets after it. Him and Lane Kiffin did some great things in Oxford, man. And quarterback 1 off the board, even though there isn't that big of a distinction between quarterback 1 and quarterback 6. Like, the top 6 quarterbacks in this year's draft are all pretty close together. And I think you will see them rise up a little bit in some of these mock drafts as draft season progresses, just because teams need quarterbacks. And even though there isn't a true blue number 1 quarterback, I think there is still going to be 4 to 5 taken in the first round. Make of that what you will. So Corral is off the board. Carolina gets their guy. 7, Linderbaum. The Giants doubling down on O-line, baby. Linderbaum, put him in the middle, and the Giants are going to be good to go for a while on the offensive line. Will Hernandez is still a liability. Even though Vikings fans are still upset that they took Mike Hughes instead of Will Hernandez. Well, guess what? Both of them didn't work out. Woo! They should have taken Lamar Jackson. I mean, if you're going to be bad, at least be entertaining. If you're going to throw 4 picks, at least still win the game, because that's what Lamar Jackson does. Who knows? 8, Derek Stingley Jr. falls to, well, I think it's pretty far-fetched that he gets as far, but Stingley and A.J. Terrell, lock it down. Lock those doors. I mean, come on, man. That's a ridiculous quarterback duo for Arthur Smith and company in Atlanta. 9, you got Kenny Pickett, quarterback 2 off the board. Now, there are some questions about his hand size. Yes. And also him playing in cold weather in Denver. Will he shrivel up? I don't know. But George Paton, former Vikings assistant to the regional GM, he knows that you need a quarterback to play in the dance in the AFC West with Mahomes and Herbert and, to a degree, Derek Carr. So whatever there. Quarterback 2 is off the board. Number 10, the Jets. Yeah, Rob Salah gets himself Andrew Booth Jr. coming out of Clemson, where, yeah, I love Booth. Like, give me Booth, Gardner, Ephraim, all of them. Like, a lot of the cornerbacks run very close together in this year's draft. Stingley still won for me. Like, Sauce and Booth and whatnot. Also, you could throw in Devin Kendrick as well. So, yeah, go ahead. 11, got Washington football team. Just say they're the Commanders. The Washington Commanders. Although Washington Armada is pretty sweet as well. But they're taking their quarterback, Malik Willis, coming out of Liberty. Got arm for days, got mobility for days. You do worry about the size a little bit, but don't care. Your quarterback was Taylor Heineke, man. Right, so he was kicking down all the doors this year in Washington. He's not going to be the guy long term. Scotty doesn't know. Oh, Scotty Turner needs his quarterback of the future. Woo! Go ahead, get yourself king. So the Vikings have an interesting scenario where 3 quarterbacks are gone, but beep, bop, bop, boop. That means that 3 talented non-quarterbacks are going to be pushed down the board. So the Vikings at 12. GM TBD, QB TBD, head coach TBD, but Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State University. Now, I understand the pick. I understand it. But also, you look at CBS. They ranked him third as a wide receiver, probably behind Williams and his teammate Olave, maybe even Treylon Burks, and 20th prospect overall, but the Vikings taking him at 12. Now, I understand this pick to a degree because if you're going BPA and Garrett Wilson is the guy at the top of your board, go ahead and take him. Because even though you have Justin friggin' Jefferson, even though you have Thielen, he is starting to age out a little bit, even though you have KJ Osborne who really stepped it up in year 2, even though you have ISM who hasn't really gotten the time of day yet, I mean, you can't go 5 wide unless you have 5 wides. I mean, let's go, man. And Garrett Wilson is the slot machine of this year's draft. The things that he did in the slot for the Ohio State University was just ridiculous, man. And just simple things like getting him the ball in space on a bubble screen, on an RPO, and then him just busting one out. I mean, it was beautiful, man. And you need that. I mean, Jefferson is going to be your deep threat. ISM maybe could be an extra deep threat. KJ can go deep. KJ primarily plays outside. Also, he's not afraid to go over the middle and intermediary routes. Thielen is mainly working the middle of the field this stage of his career. Also, he still has got some deep potential as well. So just a guy that can be your quarterback safety blanket. Just a guy who can be like Jarvis Landry, except actually get yards after the catch. I mean, Garrett Wilson, one time, man. Even though I will say, when I scrolled down and saw that the Vikings took a wide receiver, I was a little bit surprised it was Garrett Wilson. For me, I would still take a shot on Jamison Williams, even with the ACL, former teammates at The Ohio State University. Maybe even Chris Olave. I think that he is a stud, a little bit more of an outside receiver. But for me, in this draft, man, Treylon Burks. Treylon Burks is that dude, man. Big physicality on the outside, 6'3", 230, just getting it done outside. Well, who did they have ranked as 1 in the wide receiver group here? Olave's 8th? Wow. All right, so that means Jamison Williams 1. What? He's no position rank 2nd? How does that work? Or am I looking at something very stupid? Oh, are they ranking the position overall? No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I'm confused. I'm very confused, but yeah, whatever. So Sauce Gardner, no, it can't be overall position, so it must be within their positions because Sauce is 6. Wait, so who's number 1 for wide receiver? All right, so now, all right, we're gonna solve this mystery in real time. So we're gonna look at WR. Where are we going? All right, so Garrett Wilson is position ranked 3rd. Jamison Williams, position ranked 2nd. Chris Olave, position ranked 8th. Treylon Burks, position ranked 2nd. Wait, so you have 2 2s? So there is no 1? Drake, he's also tied for 2? Is there... Anyways, mild annoyance, but whatever. But, yeah, in terms of BPA... Is Garrett Wilson going to be that guy? I think he's certainly a first-round talent. But you look at who's still on the board, Nakobe Dean. Even though, like we said, draft BPA as opposed to position of need, but sometimes it does sync up. Nakobe Dean replacing Anthony Barr. Okay. Yeah, okay. Ojabo's there. Trevon Walker's there. Devin Lloyd is an absolute beast as well. Charles Cross, if you want to go O-line, baby. James Williams, like we mentioned. McCreary. Kenyon Green. The Greek Freak. How did this happen? Like, how did Karlaftis get down to the Patriots, who is such a Patriots pick, by the way? Like, what kind of world are we living in where this is allowed to happen? Where Belichick, Karlaftis, why? Then Olave, like we mentioned. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis falling to the Bengals. Come on, man. Come on. For shame. Sauce Gardner. I mean, yeah, like the Bills need more secondary help, man. Sauce Gardner and Tre'Davious White forever. I mean, come on. For shame. Treylon Burks stud. Darren Kendrick goes to the Chiefs. I hate everything, man. Drake London goes to Green Bay. That all sucks. Everything sucks. Although they should be drafting a quarterback. I don't know if Jordan Love is going to be your answer, man. But you have to figure things out. But like we said, it's extremely early in the draft process. We haven't even hit the Senior Bowl yet. But yeah, keep an open mind. And there's a lot of options on the table. But, I mean, this option, I would understand if they go wide receiver or playmaker at 12, but I mean the board's got to break right, and I don't think the board broke right this time. But let us know your thoughts on our thoughts on Ryan Wilson's thoughts. CBS Sports, his latest mock draft. Vikings go to wide receiver at 12. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.